Blog Talk Radio.
All right, my minions, welcome to The Balance. My name is Tom-Marquis, El Presidente. You have stumbled across the #1 internet sports talk show in the world between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And thank you to our facilitator, Blog Talk Radio. And welcome to all of our affiliate radio stations across this great land of the United States. We got a jam-packed show for you today. What's on the roadmap? Matthew-Embury standing by in the Balance Green Room, going to break down some college football. Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. Has Notre Dame made a turnaround with their new quarterback? Did Coach Kelly have something up his sleeve when the quarterback switcheroo against Wake Forest? So we'll get into that conversation as well as the top 25. Steve Wilson, editor-in-chief of Speedway Digest, our official NASCAR contributor, talks with us a little bit about the Monster Mile as NASCAR rolls on into Dover. And it's week 4 of the NFL. Is it panic time for the Colts, the Eagles, and other teams? Rick Brigham will be joining us as well. Ed-kracz, beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, and our official NFL contributor, going to break down week 4, panic attack mode. And then we roll on into MLB playoffs. How about them Braves? How about them Brewers? What's going to happen between the Yanks and the Red Sox? We're going to get into all of that with Mo from the BS Sports Show. My name is Tom-Marquis, El Presidente. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Stand by. It's about to get good.
Tonight.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, welcome back to The Balance. My name is Tom-Marquis, El Presidente. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Let's jump right on into this bad boy today. Matthew-Embury joins us from up in Mishawaka, WTSB. Did I get that wrong, Matt? I am so sorry. I always get that wrong. I apologize.
WSBT.
WSBT up in South Bend joins us. We're going to talk some Notre Dame football. But first, I know we have some racing coverage stuff to talk about as well. First of all, anything on the IndyCar funny season that you want to talk about? And I know that there was the Bathurst 1000 that went underway yesterday. So any racing highlights you want to cover real quickly?
Yeah, Bathurst 1000 gets underway. The green light is in about 14 hours from now, since they're obviously in the land down under. So it'll be interesting to see how that event goes. Simona Di Silvestro being the one driver of local interest, considering she was an ex-IndyCar veteran. But ultimately right now, the big signings, Felix Rosenquist goes to Ganassi, Indy Lights veteran that didn't have a full-time ride, but when he had rides, he took advantage of them. That means Ed Jones is now out of a ride, and Dale Coyne Racing, love him or hate him, they've signed Santino Ferrucci, it looks like, for next season.
Well, we'll see how that all pans out, but we certainly want to get into the top 25 of college football. We've kind of had a hiatus, a breaking rank the last couple of weeks because of other obligations that have required Rick and I's attention, but hopefully we'll get back on target with that coming up this week. So we always try to catch up what we missed on breaking rank on the first part of the show with Matthew-Embury. Matthew, certainly right there in your backyard, Notre Dame. Coach Kelly makes a quarterback change. We talked about it on breaking rank. Didn't know maybe if that was the best move, but it turned out that maybe it was a clever move. Maybe it was clever like a fox, as they say. Coach Kelly seems to have his team under control, and going into Virginia Tech, it's I would say not must win, but a needed win.
I think it is a must-win, considering the lack of power that's left on their schedule after you get to Virginia Tech. I mean, other than USC, I don't know if there's really a matchup out there that could really give them any brownie points if they win it. So this is a game that they must have, and obviously with Virginia Tech without Josh Johnson for the rest of the season due to a torn ACL, the opportunity is there to get the victory, but obviously you got a tough defense to deal with the Hokies, and obviously a raucous crowd at Blacksburg, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Notre Dame adapts to that. Be very imperative for them to get an early against Virginia Tech. I think that would help them greatly in a game that's going to be close. I think a lot of people think it's going to be.
Does Notre Dame have their quarterback?
I think they do, based on what Ian Book has done. Granted, it'll be very curious to see how Virginia Tech plays. They play, cover defense and make him have to throw or put the pressure on. Because remember, running back-wise, Notre Dame is still without Jafar Armstrong. They're now without Tony Jones Jr. this week. So you have just two options right now. One of them is Dexter Williams, who's not known as a run blocker, and then you have a true freshman, Jameer Smith. So it'll be very interesting to see how Coach Kelly tries to establish the running game with two major cogs in that backfield unavailable tonight.
Well, certainly let's take a recap or a relook at Stanford. I think we talked about, circled that game as a game that we thought that Stanford would give the Irish a hard time of it, but it didn't look like it happened that way. It looked like that Notre Dame was pretty much in control of the whole thing. Can we read into any tea leaves? Was Stanford just having a bad day, or has Notre Dame finally found their way this year?
Stanford's offensive line, I think, was a disappointment. I mean, to let someone like Jerry Tillery get 4 sacks in one game, that just says that the offensive line just isn't there. And Bryce Love was disappointing. In fact, he was, I believe, taken out of the game late. I don't know if he was injured or what the case was. And KJ Costello just looked like a hurried quarterback the entire way. But it'll be very curious to see how Jerry Tillery, Virginia Tech's offensive line, handles him if they try to double team or whatever the case is. And, of course, if you do that, then you got to worry about some of the other players like Dalen Hayes coming from that outside defensive end spot. So if you could stop Tillery, there's other problems on that line you got to worry about.
How big of a role does Nico Ferretto and Eliza Jones play in today's matchup?
I think you mean Isaiah McNamee.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go right ahead. Yes.
If you can limit the drops like you did last week at Stanford, they'd say, I would say Mac, you keep Curry around the tight end spot. That's one thing that separated Book and Wimbush is Wimbush had inability to get the tight end involved. Book's been able to do that. Obviously, the fourth down pass to Cole Kmet being another key play, and Nick Wisher with the touchdown catch. So if they continue down the middle, I think they would open up the opportunity certainly for a Miles Boykin, a Chris Fink, or a Chase Claypool to do some damage against this Virginia Tech secondary that is not highly regarded.
We're talking with Matthew-Embury, college football, top 25 college football. We're talking Notre Dame and Virginia Tech right now. And Notre Dame got Pittsburgh coming up next week, and the following week you got Navy. Let's play for a moment that we live in a world of puppy dogs and butterfly, and Notre Dame goes 7-0. What does that do to the committee when they decide, oh, okay, what do we do now?
Well, it's going to depend on how many undefeated teams are left. If you have teams in the SEC that are still undefeated, like, for instance, Kentucky gets by Texas A&M this week and Georgia has no problems, I still think Notre Dame's on the outside looking in. I think they need some help, considering, like I said, how some of these other opponents on their schedule have plummeted in recent weeks, like Florida State, for instance. Syracuse is okay, but I wouldn't say they're an elite team by any means. Navy's come on the hard times as well. So, and USC also has not looked that strong. So the thing at this point is they need to see some of these opponents on their schedule start winning games so they can improve their resumes and obviously in turn help theirs as well. Because right now I think even with one loss, they're not there yet.
To kind of go through these top 25 games while we still got some time on the clock. We'll start with number 15, Virginia, against Maryland in this Big Ten matchup. The Turtles, we'll just call them that. Seems much easier to say. Good football team. I wouldn't say solid, and I would certainly think that Michigan would have a good win today against them at noon in this Big Ten matchup. But what can we say looking into the hourglass or tea leaves, if you will, of Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines? It seems like he's having a lot better season than what we thought he was going to have.
Well, they haven't gotten to the tough part of the schedule yet. They still have Michigan State to play. They still have Ohio State. So there's still some things that he's got to deal with down the road, but I don't believe that Maryland's going to be a problem for him this week.
No, I do not believe so at all. I think this is a one in the win column for Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go on over to another game today, West Virginia Mountaineers against Kansas. Obviously, Kansas is pretty much a non-talker in football. If we were a basketball, that would be a different story. But West Virginia, number 9, West Virginia, very solid team. Like these guys a lot. Certainly fun to watch. And really, I tell you what, the West Virginia Mountaineers really do have a good team here in 2018.
Still haven't seen right now in a major test for them as of yet. Kansas obviously won't give them that. West Virginia went